time to time, I don't mind watching the odd TED Talk. And I think one of my favourite talks of all time was delivered in 2010 by a very clever researcher called Brené Brown. And Brown spoke in this speech in particular to the power of vulnerability. Now, she speaks to a number of different topics around vulnerability and shame, and every time I hear Brown speak, I am challenged to overlay some really important thinking across to what does that mean for educators and teachers. When it comes to vulnerability and being vulnerable, I think that it is equally important and challenging for teachers to be able to be vulnerable in their work. Challenging because the old or the ancient traditional view of what a teacher is or who a teacher is that we're the knowledge experts. We're supposed to know stuff. We're supposed to be right. And it means that if in the old days, if a student needed to know something, they were often compelled, ask your teacher and you'll find out, because we knew stuff, we knew things. I think that the relic of it these days is that even at dinner parties, it still seems to be the teacher that gets asked to spell things, because we're supposed to know, we're supposed to be right. I think there's even a little part of us that tries to spell those words too at dinner parties. The job of the teacher changed around 30 years ago when the internet was invented, because knowledge became deprivatised. Anybody can get whatever knowledge they need at whatever time they need to get it, and irregardless of what question it is that they want to ask. So the job of the teacher became less about knowing everything and being right all the time, and more about helping people to develop the skills to be able to find something that's useful, helping them to be able to solve problems with that knowledge together collaboratively. Hugely important task that it is for teachers there. Yet there are habits in our work that reflect the old version of the teacher, that we have to be right. I'm amazed at how often I see classrooms where teachers potentially even just make a bit of a mess of their instruction. It doesn't go well. We weren't prepared well enough for some reason, or the kids were resisting it in some way, and the whole thing just didn't work. Yet we rarely bring them back to the floor and just say, you know what guys, I'm so sorry about that. I don't think I did a very good job. I don't think I was prepared right for this situation. Could we give it another go? And could you give me another shot at getting this right so that you can be successful in your learning? We far too often persist, having delivered something that just didn't hit the mark, which leaves us with dealing with more problems as the students try to fill gaps that they don't have as a result of our poor instruction. We find it really hard to say sorry as teachers. We find it really hard to admit fault. We find it really hard to admit that we got something wrong, or we prepared poorly, or that the outcome of the way we responded wasn't what we would have done if we had taken a moment to think about it. I think that one of the most powerful things that a teacher can do is to learn the word sorry. To be vulnerable enough in front of our students to admit that we didn't do something as well as we possibly could, and to ask for permission to give it another go. I think that when you do, you not only teach your students responsibility, you teach them the resilience required to sometimes solve problems that require more than your first go at it. It's important work, and it starts with being willing enough to say, I'm sorry, can I have another go?